Let me do record. Okay, it's recording. And can you see my PowerPoints?
Oh, you might want to stop record for a second because I can't.
Okay. Oh, I think I need to do the share screen thing.
Yeah. You see
Uh,
that?
where is that?
Beside the record, it says share screen, a green.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Great, I can see it.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yep, looks
Oh,
great.
oh, fantastic. All right. First Zoom meeting. My son will be so proud of me. All righty. So, fad diets in relation to the aging population. My name's Carrie Fleming, and I'm in the family nurse practitioner program at Rivier University. And this is my PowerPoint. I hope you enjoy it. And what are fad diets? Uh, they basically came around in the late 80s. Um, you know, since um, since the 30s, when there was the depression and food was really scarce, uh, the mentality of, you need to clear your plate, eat everything on your plate, came around. And there were starving people in the house next door, which turned into there was starving people in another country or another town. And then it grew into fast foods in the 50s and 60s, and the portion sizes in the United States grew exponentially. And so Americans started to gain weight with all these portion sizes gaining in the fast food and um, fried foods and all these foods that we weren't used to eating, and we weren't eating at home, the well prepared meals that we were used to. And then came about these fad diets to help people lose weight. And these were quick fixes. And as people's lifestyles were getting um, faster, we needed to um, rush, get the kids out to school, get out to work. We wanted instant gratification, and these fad diets seemed very, very interesting and flashy and new, and they would solve a problem very quickly. And they seem to be the best and fastest approach to losing weight. And they would solve your problem quick, and they ended up not doing that. They would help you lose weight in the short term, but in the long term, they can be very unhealthy. And what a lot of these fad diets do is they restrict certain foods out of the food groups, and they're not recommended by major health organizations like the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association, and the Dietetics, and the Surgeon General, even of the United States Department of Agriculture. And some of these fad diets that are very popular right now, and a lot of people hear about this one, is the keto diet, which is very low carbs and high protein, high fats. You cut out all the breads, cut out all the rice and pastas, but you eat a whole lot of meat. You can eat fats. So, oh, sure, you go eat a half a pound of bacon, and as long as you're not eating the breads and grains, you'll do fine. And in the short term, sure, you will lose a little bit of weight, but it can be very dangerous for people with heart issues. It's not good for your brain either because your body does need some carbohydrates to help fuel your body. Your body needs those carbohydrates. South Beach diet is another fad diet, low carbs, low dairy, very high proteins. Your body does need some dairy, your body does need some carbs. And I'm not talking about, oh, go eat 5 pieces of white bread. You need good carbs. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Another fad diet is the caveman diet, the paleo diet. Um, Actually, one of my cousins was doing this one. He thought that this was fantastic. This is how our ancestors ate, the Neanderthals. They ate fish, lean meats, and non starchy vegetables. The starchy vegetables are the ones that are grown in the ground, like carrots and potatoes and such. Anything that's grown above ground has less starch in it. And he cut out all dairy and grains and starchy vegetables and ended up very sick after about 6 weeks or so. He did lose a bit of weight, but he wasn't very healthy and ended up very sick. The zone diet, which is 30 protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbs. The 5-2 diet is 5 days of eating normal, a good normal, a balanced diet, and then for 2 days, severely restricting your calories down to 500 calories per day. I mean, only 500 calories. That's really, really strict. That's even more than what people do when they're fasting. When you're fasting, you still want to drink like protein drink or juices and stuff to keep your your sugar balanced and so forth. So you still get some calories, and that is above what this 500 calories would be for this 5-2 diet. It's not a good thing. So these fad diets, they're just a really temporary fix. You do the fad diet, even if you follow it religiously, very strict, yes, you will lose a little bit of weight in the short term. But as soon as you stop the diet, normally people gain the weight right back. And it usually comes with about 5 to 10% weight gain, along with the weight that you did lose. How to spot a fad diet. There's some of these things that I found. Easy ways to spot one. They recommend that, and they promise it's going to be a quick fix. It's an easy way to lose the weight that you want to lose. And the claims, they sound too good to be true. Anything that sounds too good to be true usually is too good to be true. My dad always said, if it looks like a turkey and sounds like a duck, be aware. Simple conclusions from a complex study. So you have all these scientists that study, diets and losing weight and proper health mechanics. And then somebody will take years and years and years of study and just say, oh, all you have to do is do this and you'll lose weight and it's not a problem. Yeah, be wary of that. Recommendations based on one single study and lists of good foods and bad foods, which is like that paleo diet. You eat only lean meats and non-starchy vegetables, and it cuts out dairies and grains. So any diet that restricts one type of food and only allows you to eat another type of food, that's something that should send up a red flag. Okay. And any diet that's saying that they have peer reviews or, listen to these people, they lost weight on this diet. That should also send up a red flag. Or any type of diet that they're trying to sell a product. Buy these vitamins and you'll lose the weight. Buy this book so you can follow this diet. No, red flag, red flag. Okay. So the biggest thing to properly lose weight is lifestyle changes, and it comes down to good old fashioned lifestyle habits. And it takes 3 months to make a habit. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you change what you're eating. If you're eating, a McDonald's hamburger every afternoon, maybe you have to cut that out and only have a McDonald's hamburger for a treat once a month or once every few weeks if you're sticking to your exercise or your diet program, and not have it every single day. You don't have to cut it out entirely, but use it as a treat once in a while. Any type of food is not 100% horrible, but it shouldn't be there all the time. You use it as a treat once in a while, and it's not good. Anything in moderation is not so bad, like ice cream. Love ice cream. And I had to cut it out. Had to cut out the ice cream instead of having an ice cream every day at dinner time for dessert. Now, maybe I'll have an ice cream once every few months, and it's a treat if I stay on my diet. And I usually don't call it a diet. I did some lifestyle changes, cut out the high fatty foods, went to a better eating plan, and added in some exercise, and got into a healthier weight range for myself and to help protect my heart. And 3 months does make a habit, and it was hard in the beginning. It is very hard, and you just strive through. If you have a bad day, that's a bad day. You put it in the past. You start anew the next day, and you don't let that previous day make you stumble. And if you have a bad meal one day, that's fine. You let it go. Don't let that bad meal turn into a cheat day or a cheat weekend or a whole cheat week. And a study that I found, they called it the fountain of youth, which was amazing to read. They said that they studied well over to 3,000 older folks over 70 years old that exercised regularly. And they found that their heart, their lungs, and muscles were in shape equivalent to people in their 40s, which is just amazing. And these folks were people who just exercised regularly. They ate a balanced meal, not crazy dieting. They just ate a balanced meal, but they exercised regularly throughout their life, and their bodies physically showed the results. And seniors should have about 2.5 overall hours of activity per week, at least 3 days a week, which breaks down, if you do that 2.5 hours over a whole 7 days, it's only about 20 minutes per day. And I have some suggestions for folks that can't get up and move very easily or do long walks or intense exercise. And I have that in some slides going forward. Okay. And also, you always want to check with your provider before starting any intense physical activity. And what I mean by intense physical activity, if you're going out to start high power walking, or if you want to start running or aerobic exercise, anything like that, seniors should check with their providers to make sure that you're medically safe to do so. Okay. And endurance exercise is a great way to help the body's metabolism, to help protect it from the effects of aging. It reduces body fat and increases the good cholesterol, which helps take out the bad cholesterol in your body and helps reduce the triglycerides in your blood. And the triglycerides are the part of your cholesterol that makes it sticky, and that makes the cholesterol stick in your arteries. And that's what's responsible for clogging up your arteries. And here's some just quick pictures of some suggestions of exercises that you can do that are easy from sitting in a chair. You can move your arms, and the bottom left hand um, little screen there with the guy with the weight. If you don't have hand weights, what I often do when I'm in my kitchen, if I'm cooking, even, I'll take cans of soup or cans of tomato sauce, and I use those as weights myself in the kitchen. And I use them and move my arms around while I'm either cooking or cleaning in the kitchen. And I do, like I said, have some suggestions for more chair exercises in my presentation later on. And eating right. Here's some suggestions for older folks that are really important, some things that you should add into your diet to be more healthy. Calcium and vitamin D is imperative for bone health. And that's one thing that all seniors are, should be very concerned about, because as you hit your elder years, your body doesn't make the vitamins that are necessary uh, to keep those bones healthy. So you want to help your body keep your bones healthy. Calcium, 3 servings of low fat, fat free dairy products like milk, yogurt, or cheese per day. Vitamin D, fatty fish like salmon, eggs, fortified foods, or supplements, like a vitamin D supplement. I'm sure if you're seeing your provider on a regular basis, they're checking your vitamin D level. Check with your provider before you start any supplement to make sure what type of supplement you should be taking if you need to. Vitamin B12 is a good one, especially for um, your skin, your hair, your energy. Vitamin B12 is so important. And it's in fortified cereal, some fish and seafood. And you could also use this as a supplement. And again, talk to your provider. Potassium, it limits salt. It also helps to lower your blood pressure naturally. It's in fruits and veggies, beans, low fat or free dairy. People with clotting issues need to be careful with potassium, and I'm sure your providers are talking to you about this. Uh, Dietary fiber helps to lower your risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And dietary fiber is found in whole grain breads, cereals, even avocados, and some oils and fish. And again, talk to your provider about if you need to have some supplements. For some people that are very low, say, like if your vitamin D level is a bit low, they might suggest a supplement. Other requirements that you should be having in your diet are protein, carbs, veggies, and fiber. And for an example, for an average male of around 180 pounds, you should be having about 80 grams of protein, For an average female at about 150 pounds, you should be having about 68 grams of protein. And protein can be found in a lot of different foods, and they can be found, you can find a whole lot of suggestions right online. I put a couple of examples right here, like black beans. Beans are great for protein if you don't like a whole lot of meat. A cup of beans is 15 grams of protein. One chicken breast, an average chicken breast, is 43 grams of protein. That's just one meal. You're getting half of your day's requirements of protein. Carbs, yes, it is good for your body to have some carbs to help fuel your body, give yourself some energy. Your heart and your brain does need some carbohydrates, but you want good carbohydrates, not white bread and a whole lot of rice, whole lot of pasta. Good carbs are found in nuts and veggies, fruits, beans, and whole grain breads. Quinoa, beans, nuts. I have the grams of carbs that are found in these items. Veggies, you should be having 2 to 2.5 cups per day, and fiber, 30 to 38 grams per day for men, 25 grams per day for women. For an example, a cup of beans has 30 grams of fiber. Right there, you're meeting your grams of fiber per day, and this also helps to keep you regular, um, which is not so fun if you're not regular. And don't forget about water. Water is essential in all humans. You should be having at least 8 glasses of water. Not everybody is good about having water or having a whole 8 glasses of water, or they forget to have water. An easy way to remember to have water is to set 8 water bottles in the fridge at the beginning of the morning, and you know you need to drink those throughout the day. You don't have to sit and chug the whole glass of water. You can just sip, sip, sip throughout the day. Every 15, 20 minutes or so, just take a sip. If you just really don't like the taste of water, you can throw a slice of fruit in there, a strawberry, orange, a lime, a slice of lemon. Um, Myself in particular, I like a cut up piece of strawberry and a slice of orange. And I shake the water bottle, agitate it a little bit, and it helps break up the fruit, and it releases some of the juices, and it flavors the water naturally. There's nothing artificial in there. In the supermarkets, they do have some of the drops, flavored drops that you can put in the water to help flavor it a little bit, which is a little bit better than adding sugared stuff into the water. Okay. And if you're having any issues eating healthy meals, here's some suggestions. With COVID shutting everything down and having everybody socially distance, it can be a bit depressing having to stay in your home and not have big meals with friends or go out to dinner with a group of people, or sitting at the senior center and having potluck meals. But a couple of suggestions: you can talk on the phone with another person. Even, we always say don't talk on the phone while you're eating a meal because nobody else wants to hear you chewing. But if you have your phone on speaker and you set up a meal date with another person on the phone, you both are having a meal and you can talk while you're eating, and it's almost like the person is right there. And you can also FaceTime on your phone or your computer so you can see the other person. It's it's the next best thing to having the person right there with you. And you can also do that with a bunch of people on the computer and have a type of potluck meal and invite a whole bunch of people to Zoom in on the computer and talk while you're having a meal. It's a lot of fun. Um, you want to try and add a lot of color and texture to your meal. If you're eating just pasta, plain pasta with butter day after day after day, it's the same color, same texture. It can get a little bit boring. Add some veggies into your pasta, some broccoli, some carrots. It adds a little bit of interest in there, a little bit of color. If you're having any problems swallowing, talk to your provider. They will help. There's speech therapists that can talk with you, make some suggestions to make things easier. Okay. If you're um, if you're not eating enough, add some healthy snacks throughout the day to get some more nutrients. Um, Several snacks throughout the day can help you get those nutrients instead of sitting down to eat one large meal. A lot of people will eat 5 or 6 tiny meals per day instead of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that traditional 3 meals per day, and that's also very healthy for you. And here's the links that I was talking about, some resources. The first section there, there's some videos on exercises that you can do right from your chair. And they're a lot of fun. You can sit right down, some arm exercises, some leg exercises, and they do get your heart rate up a little bit. And uh, the, absolutely a whole lot of fun. And down the bottom, I have some nutrition links. The first one, eatright.org. It's specifically for seniors, for older adults, some suggestions for good proteins, some nutrients, suggestions for snacking throughout the day, some healthy snacking. The next one, nutrition.gov, that's down there from the agriculture section of the government that does all the nutrition suggestions. And then choosemyplate.gov, and this one is for the older adults, and it shows you exactly what you should be having on your plate. Uh, it breaks down that old-fashioned food pyramid to what we really should be eating right now. Okay. And my references, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
That was excellent, Carrie.
Thank you.
I I feel motivated to improve my diet. It's been pretty poor with COVID as everybody has been stuck at home.
Yeah,
Did you
we
have
get
any?
snacking because we're bored and stuck and no
Yeah,
place else to go but our kitchen.
and the stress eating, I think, too, sometimes. But yeah, I guess my only question would be, you did include a few suggestions about the eating with someone over phone, or trying to do a meal together, but anything that you suggest for exercise during COVID, like if you don't feel comfortable going to the like the fitness center or whatever.
Yes, my last slide. I don't know if I will be able to.
Oh yeah, you can do
I
videos at home.
all these videos here, yes,
Yeah.
and they're very fun videos. Each one's about 10 to 20 minutes, and you don't have to do the full video. You can do whatever you can tolerate. Start off at 5 minutes or even 2 to 3 minutes in the beginning on one day. The next day, try and do 5 minutes and keep trying to do a little bit further and increase your stamina that way.
Yeah, and I think, as things are opening up, I think that more activities will be in person again. But then there's, living in, we live in the Northeast here, so there's always times in the winter that, it's better to stay home, but you could still do these exercises at home. So that's
Yes.
great.
YouTube is a great resource for exercises. These ones that I put here are basically for seniors that need to be able to sit down to exercise, the more immobile ones. But there are tons of videos for seniors that can be mobile, that can stand up and hold onto a chair or a counter, and just very simple things that you can do around your home. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
one of the suggestions I had, holding soup cans for
Yeah.
weights. You don't have to have expensive equipment to be able to exercise.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. You're going to be a great motivator as a nurse practitioner for your patients, and
Thank
that's
you so
exciting.
much.
You can stop recording now if you want to
Okay.
at the bottom. Or
Go. Oh, come on. Where is it?